You know, you've got some nerve. You know that? You're always going on, oh, I wish they would do something different to G1, or at least give us something new that we haven't seen before. And then Fans Project do exactly that, and nobody buys it. I mean, it was like $250 when it came out, and it wasn't based on actual established Transformers or anything, but you're still in a lot of trouble. The Retro Future line from 2013 was Fans Project's attempt to create a combiner team in the style of the special teams from the 80s, four smaller bots with one big commander who would merge into one super being. It's a set I always meant to check out myself, although I think it's only fair that I exclude myself from the same group that all of you are in, as I don't want to be in trouble. A huge thanks to a friend of the show, Neil, for sending in these little folks, along with a load of other bots for donation to Toy Foo ahead of TF Nation 2022. Thanks, Neil. Of course, we have the whole team here, each based on ancient extinct species. We'll take a look at the smaller bots, then the big lad, and then the final combined mode of Glacialord. First up is Tail Club, who is an ancient relative of the armadillo. I should say, first of all, before we get started, I really dig the boxes on these. The most wildest combat team in the universe, indeed. Inside is a styrofoam insert with the main toy, and my first introduction to how this team differs from the original G1 teams. They're headmasters. Each little friend comes in their own blister pack. Isn't that cute? They're a little more detailed than an average G1 headmaster, too. The instructions are styled on the G1 designs, and they tell us that Tail Club is the headmaster and his animal pal is not. Each toy has a Beast Rider mode where they can sit up on top, which is quite cool. I really like this wee thing. It's quite adorable with its wee legs and its horn, maybe. There's a small amount of what you might call parts forming. I wouldn't say that because I can get over myself from time to time, but you might. Remove the head and the back plate and the tail, and you're ready to transform. It's a little bit more involved than most of the G1 combiner limbs. You have to sort of turn the torso around, fold out legs before pulling them all outwards. I like it. You've got space for the Headmaster here, which slots right in, and the stickers are so great, really vibrant, they add a lot. The tail and the head combine into this huge club, and the backplate becomes a shield that you attach to the arm. I really like Tail Club. The team's overall colour scheme of red, white, grey and orange works really well, and again I love those stickers. Razor Spike here is a woolly rhino, if you can believe that. I barely can. I like the sculpt though, in particular that drill-like horn. And like Tail Club, we can do a Beast Rider mode for the Headmaster, which uses this little slider when not in use. You take the head and the back plate off before transformation, which is similar enough to Tail Club, but it's got these nice little recesses for the legs, and you slot in the Headmaster before attaching the head as a handheld weapon and a shield on the arm. There's definitely a weightier feel here than with Tail Club. I really do like that face sculpt too. It's just a nice wee pal, that's all. Fangrow has the funniest name so far and comes with a saber-toothed tiger animal mode. I do like that shade of yellow they use for the Headmaster and parts of the animal body. We've got a Beast Rider mode, as is our custom, and as before, we're removing the head, but this time we're taking the tail off. They combine into this single handheld weapon for Fangrow when in the full robot mode. Getting there is a simpler affair than with Razor Spike. It's more like a G1 toy in that respect, pulling out the robot legs, folding the animal ones out. Still, it's handsome, isn't it? I do like putting them all together at the side of the review table and you see this little team starting to form. The last of the limb folks is Megazero, which feels like they might be a bit down on themselves. I hope they can pull through it. Nice belt and crest detail on the Headmaster, who can of course enjoy the comforts of the Beast Rider mode. The animal mode itself, known as Megazero, is a delightful little thing, isn't it? An ancient relative of the deer with these huge big antlers. It's lovely to see something like this, if I'm honest, something truly different. A really simple but effective transformation where the arms and legs bend inwards and are reasonably well hidden for a bot of this type. The head comes off and the antlers combine into this big Piranacon style sword. I love it. I think Megazero is overall my favourite of the combiner limbs. It's just so light and there's a positivity to it. The team leader and overall big sad sack is Tusker with their animal pal Mammoth. I adore the peach colours on Tusker here, and we can all admire it while they're up there in the Beast Rider mode for the final time. I've got so much love for this mammoth mode, folks. It's just so charming. The colours work so well. You can move the tusks up and down. There's articulation in the trunk. And he has not one, but two arseholes. Fantastic stuff. Transformations on par with other G1 combiner team leaders. Nothing incredibly daunting, but there's more to it than the limbs. Take off the trunk and the back plate, and those become a gun and a shield, like you might expect. The Headmaster here, Well, it's really more like a neckmaster than anything else because once it's slotted in, you fold this plate up to reveal the face for the larger robot mode. And I know some people won't like this, but I think it's quite funny and it's quite cute. That facial expression kills me. Tusker is a beautiful beast. These rocket bays in the fists, the flashes of peach and the sea green, even his backpack doesn't feel too out of place on a brute like this. Truly wonderful, he feels like a leader. Together, the team looks united, each distinct but clearly part of the group. I'm really taken with them. I love how, unlike G1 combiner teams, there's nothing left on any of the modes, no guns or ramps or anything else to lose down the back of the sofa. It's all considered and executed perfectly. They definitely feel like third party toys, especially from 10 years ago, if that means anything to you. But they're all solid and chunky and dependable as you need them to be. A great team, and one that definitely fits that G1 aesthetic while being viewed through a more modern lens. But Gavin, shut up, I hear you all saying, watching this on the toilet, which I don't condone, by the way. What about the combined mode? Well, what about it? Do you want to see it? Alright. So the four small bots become limbs for the larger bot, with the shield bearers becoming legs and the other two the arms. A lot of the handheld weapons combine into a big gun, so that's nice, isn't it? The biggest changes to Tusker, of course, is the main torso. The large combiner fists are housed in the legs of the mammoth, which is very much appreciated, and we have this incredible tusk-surrounded face folding out of the combined mode. Pop the limbs into their sockets, and there we have Glacialord. It's a ridiculous looking thing, I absolutely love it. It's beautifully observed. Those colours, the stickers, the weight of it, those details like the antlers on the shoulder. Just an exceptionally well made set of toys, I love them. Articulation is, as you'd expect, almost non-existent, but we get that from a G1 style combiner. These come with my highest recommendation, which honestly I didn't really expect. They were a curiosity more than anything else. I didn't expect to fall for them this hard. So thanks again to Neil for donating these. If there's anything you'd like to see me review before sending it off to Toyfu for donation, email askrepugnus@gmail.com for address details. All donations go towards helping Toyfu. They make money for Mary's Meals, helping to feed kids in some of the world's poorest countries. So that's Glacialord, a stunner, a belter. If you're thinking of picking one up at TF Nation this August, I hope someone else brought a set because these are fucking mine.